Weather better for historic SpaceX launch of NASA astronauts 570 news. Elon Musk's SpaceX raises $346 million ahead of debut astronaut mission, Canoe. Read IGN's The Last of Us Part 2 review on Friday, June 12. IGN. Minecraft Dungeons review, a lighter, more family-friendly take on Diablo, The Verge. France makes EVs central to an $8.8 billion plan to rescue its auto industry, Electrek. The Earth's magnetic field is weakening and scientists don't know why, National Post. You can now play Microsoft's new Surf game inside the Edge browser, The Verge. OnePlus will go back to roots with cheap smartphones starting in India. 9 to 5 Google. New iPhone jailbreak released, naked security. Researchers capture rarely heard narwhal vocalizations.